Great news has now arrived at Arsenal. No one expected this. The Gunners went crazy with this news. But before we go into all the details, if you are new here on the channel, subscribe and leave your like. That way you will always be informed with the latest main news from Arsenal Football Club. Thank you. Arsenal and Chelsea on a clear transfer mission to secure the next William Saliba. Transfer news from Arsenal as the Gunners vie with Chelsea for the signing of the next French rising star who could potentially become the new William Saliba. Arsenal and Chelsea reportedly dispatched scouts to watch Lenny Yoro in action during Lille's recent defeat to Aston Villa, with Manchester United also keeping an eye on the young defender. According to HIDC, representatives from both London clubs were present at Villa Park for the Europa Conference League clash, which saw Unai Emery's team emerge victorious with a 2-1 win. Premier League sides are eager to seize the opportunity to personally assess Yoro. The 18-year-old, touted as one of Europe's most promising defenders, is expected to attract interest from top clubs across the continent this summer. Yoro has less than 18 months remaining on his current contract with Lille, and the French club is trying to secure a longer deal for him. However, they have so far been unsuccessful, leading to increasing speculation about a potential departure at the end of the season. But Arsenal and Chelsea aren't the only ones monitoring Yoro's situation. Manchester United is also linked with the versatile defender. Earlier this year, HIDC reported that Yoro was on Erik ten Hag's team's radar, while Real Madrid is also a known admirer. Yoro made his debut for Lille's first team earlier this year and has since been a regular starter, missing only 2 league games this season. The youngster has proven to be a valuable asset for Lille coach Paulo Fonseca, starting and playing the full 90 minutes in 25 out of 27 League One matches, as reported by The Express. Yoro's defensive partner, Bafo Diakite, scored a crucial goal for the visitors in the final moments of the game. This leaves the tie delicately balanced ahead of the second leg in France next week, with a spot in the semi-finals at stake. However, Yoro and his team couldn't contain Villa's dominant display on Thursday night, with Ollie Watkins and John McGinn finding the net for the West Midlands club. Despite this setback, Lille, and Yoro in particular, haven't lost hope of advancing to the semi-finals. Arsenal and Chelsea will also be eager to see how Yoro responds under pressure in front of his home crowd. Given their recent success in the League One market, it's no surprise they're circling back. The Gunners signed William Saliba from Saint Etienne as a teenager before loaning him out to Nice and Marseille for development. The 23-year-old is now among the Premier League's best defenders, thanks to his progression. Chelsea also capitalized on prospects in the league by acquiring central defenders Axel Disasi and Benoit Badiashile from Monaco in 2023. Bayern Munich suffers another injury blow ahead of Arsenal's Champions League tie. The latest news from Arsenal as Bayern Munich's injury problems persist ahead of Wednesday night's Champions League clash with the Gunners. Bayern Munich has suffered a major injury setback ahead of their visit to Arsenal on Wednesday night for the Champions League, despite making 7 changes in their Bundesliga encounter with FC Köln. Thomas Tuchel made the changes on Saturday, with an eye on next week's return leg against the Gunners. The tie is level after a 2-2 draw on Tuesday night at the Emirates Stadium. Mikel Arteta's men travel to Germany on Wednesday aiming to progress to the competition's semi-finals. Ahead of next week's clash, Bayern was forced to make several alterations. Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sane were both ruled out in advance, while goalkeeper Manuel Neuer was sidelined due to an adductor problem. Alphonso Davies, Jamal Musiala, Leon Goretzka, and Konrad Laimer were all named on the bench. However, Tuchel received a new injury scare after Kingsley Coman was forced off on Saturday afternoon. The forward, who played 24 minutes against Arsenal on Tuesday, was replaced by Musiala at the 50th minute due to injury. The French international was helped off the field by the club's physiotherapists before Bayern scored 2 goals and secured a 3-point lead over VfB Stuttgart in the Bundesliga title race. Subsequently, news from L'Equipe emerged that Coman suffered a thigh injury and will be out for several weeks. If the report from France is true, this would mean Bayern could be without Coman, Gnabry, Sane, Davies, and Coman for the big Wednesday game. Now, the question becomes, will Bayern be able to overcome these injuries and put up a strong challenge against Arsenal? Only time will tell, but it certainly adds an element of uncertainty and intrigue to the upcoming clash. Arsenal star unhappy about leaving loan club. Kieran Tierney is gearing up to return to Arsenal after his loan spell at Real Sociedad this season. The left-back continues to be one of Sociedad's key players, but it's unlikely they can keep him permanently. This means he'll be back at the Emirates in less than 10 weeks, prompting Arsenal to reassess his future. Tierney has lost his spot in the Emirates starting lineup and is currently behind names like Alexander Zinchenko, Jakub Kiwior, and Jurriën Timber at the club. He'll need to find another club to join, either temporarily or permanently, by the end of the season, and the Scotsman has admitted to feeling sad about leaving Real Sociedad. He said, as quoted by Marca, "I don't speak as much Spanish as I would like. It's very difficult to learn, and you have to be consistent 3 or 4 days a week, but I've learned a different style of football and a different culture. I'm living an incredible experience that I'm enjoying. It's sad that there's so little left with only 6 or 7 weeks until the end of the season. Tierney is a good player but not the right fit for us, so there's no reason to keep him in our squad. Hopefully, he'll find a new club to give him a chance by the end of the season." Former Arsenal player takes aim at Arteta over Ramsdale treatment. Andy Cole has added his voice to the chorus of experts criticizing Mikel Arteta's decisions as Arsenal's goalkeeper this season. Aaron Ramsdale ended last season as one of the standout goalkeepers in the Premier League, making significant contributions to Arsenal's performance that saw them close to challenging for the title. Ramsdale's displays endeared him to many Arsenal fans, who celebrated the acquisition of a top-tier goalkeeper. However, Mikel Arteta appeared less impressed with Ramsdale's performances and opted to sign David Raya from Brentford. Raya had long been on Arsenal's radar, and they secured his services at the start of the current campaign. Arteta publicly stated that both goalkeepers would have the chance to compete for the number 1 spot, effectively having 2 top choices. Ultimately, Arteta favored Raya as the starting goalkeeper, and the Spaniard has held on to his position since then. However, Cole expressed dissatisfaction with how Ramsdale's situation was handled. The former striker said, as quoted by DAZN, "I think he's been harshly treated, I really do. He was so good for Arsenal last season, and suddenly, Mikel Arteta comes in and signs a new goalkeeper and initially claims to have 2 number 1s, which was complete nonsense from day one. The way he disregarded Ramsdale was really disrespectful. He basically ousted him. Raya has proven to be a good goalkeeper, and we need to move forward with the decision to put him ahead of Ramsdale on the field. Just keep doing that." Fabregas sends message to Arsenal in title race. Cesc Fabregas has encouraged Arsenal players to maintain their current form as they close in on their first league title in 20 years. Under Mikel Arteta's management, Arsenal currently tops the Premier League table and has established itself as one of the best clubs in Europe. They sit in first place ahead of Liverpool on goal difference and are considered strong contenders for the title. In 2024, Arsenal has shown unparalleled dominance in the Premier League, remaining unbeaten and suffering only 1 draw. However, both Liverpool and Manchester City are still in contention, and Arsenal must maintain their high level of performance to secure the English Championship. Reflecting on the season so far, Fabregas said, as quoted by Metro Sport, "You've worked 8-9 months, the entire season to get to this position and just want to make the most of it. Whatever brought you here, don't change anything, just keep doing that. They are on the right track, 100% they are getting there, 100% now they are Arsenal. You go around Europe, talk to coaches, top teams, fans, and everyone will say Arsenal is one of the best teams to watch and compete against. We have to stay focused on winning 1 game at a time and shouldn't really change our current approach because it's working. And if you are a Gunners or Arsenal admirator and follow our channel, you already know that we are bringing the most exclusive news from the front line every day, and if you are new here, don't miss out and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks."